Yama is a hybrid style fight in which both melee and magic are required. He is incredibly weak to demon-bane weapons, so an Ember Light and Purging Staff are an excellent choice here. Around the room you'll see 5 glyphs, which each provide protection from shadow or magic attacks for a short period of time, depending on which colour glyph you stand on. Occasionally Yama will charge up an attack, and in order to prevent taking damage, one of your duo needs to stand on the correct glyph type. Purple for shadow and red for flame. Either one of you can stand on the glyphs to provide protection. You can tell which order the attacks are by counting the number of glyphs of one colour. If there's 3 purple, the first attack will be shadow, which then alternate thereafter, shadow, flame, shadow, flame. At a similar time to the charge-up attack, Yama can summon shadow or fire walls which can easily be stepped over. The glyphs will also provide protection against the damage taken from these, so it may be a good idea to sync up using a glyph at the same time. Once you reach approximately 65%, Yama will teleport both of you to separate areas, and you each need to jump and dodge fireballs until you reach a judge of Yama, which has a shared health pool. In order to kill it, just do one attack of one style, then switch to the other, switching every attack between magic and melee. Once the judge is dead, you are teleported back to the main room. Throughout the fight, when Yama's target is outside of melee distance, he begins to use magic and ranged attacks. The magic attack is telegraphed by the falling flames, and the range attack is telegraphed by the falling shadows animation, and each of these can be protected against. In this phase, Yama can one-shot the player that he is focusing on when he says the following words. The target's run energy is switched off, and either themselves or their teammate should run to a red glyph for full protection immediately. If you're in melee gear and your teammate is focused, you really only need to be protecting from magic, as the range attack is fairly inaccurate against both Bandos and Torva alike. Throughout the fight you should look to keep Ward of Arceus active to provide a passive 10% damage reduction against attacks. At approximately 30%, the transition phase repeats. This is a great time to heal up and use Death Charge again to regain your spec, which you should look to have 100% of your spec energy moving into the final phase. Once you teleport back into the main room, move the boss to the centre, and one of you should focus on the boss whilst the other is focusing on the orbs which spawn around the room. These are instantly killed with a Purging Staff and can be specced on to kill them faster with a Purging Staff spec. If the orb isn't killed in time, it will heal Yama and damage the team. The tank should focus on DPSing Yama down and dodging the attacks where necessary, dumping specs once the final burn phase begins, where Yama spawns multiple shadow walls and drops flame bombs from the ceiling. I hope this guide helps. I'll be releasing more over the coming days, so make sure to be subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.